I have another surprise package here. This is from Lock and Load Publishing. I was watching a breaking news special Lock and Load episode last week where they were unboxing Heroes of the Bitter Harvest, which is their new Lock and Load tactical game that is coming out. And I am not a stranger to Lock and Load Tactical. I have quite a few of Lock and Load Tactical items, which started off with the good old Band of Heroes back when it was, before it was Lock and Load Tactical. Day of Heroes, and then of course Heroes of the Nam, a Lock and Load Tactical system, and Heroes of the Red Star, a Lock and Load Tactical system. So quite a big fan of this tactical system. I kind of collect tactical systems of a sort over time, played a lot of them, and really like this system so much that have the rule set and the bound and volume here. And you might think that, my goodness, how complicated is this set? Is this ASL? No, it's not ASL. It is not as complicated as this rule book would make you think. It is much more approachable than that. But regardless, at the end of that episode, David Heath said, "Hey, give me a call." I saw that I was on and I made some comments, said, "Give me a call. I got something for you." And I think that something for me is in this box here. So let's get to it and see what is in here. See what we have in this box here. Ooh, we got some packing peanuts, of course. And we have, Enemy at the Gates. This is a module for, I think, Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. Baggie there. And we have Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. This is just like Point Blank that I have an unboxing for. Oh my goodness, this, my friends, is heavy. That right there is a lot of stuff in that box there. But just like Point Blank, this is, I think this is David Heath's production copy or confirmation copy that, publishers gets in to make sure that everything is what it should be in the box when they want to check it out. And so I think that is what this is. So in fact, I think this is the actual thing he was unboxing on that video I was watching. So if I can find that, I might put a link to that down below or whatever that is. So this is Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. There's the original Grognard himself, who was very instrumental in developing this for Lock and Load Publishing. And it's only fitting he gets his image on the box. Got to have that. Oh, let's get this thing open. Look, I'm not joking. There is a lot of stuff in here. So nice thick box. Whoa. I think he put it all back in here and we got to undo it here. So this is not the way it's going to come for you all when you get your copy in. This is David just putting it back in the box and getting it shipped off to me as soon as possible. So we've got a lot of different cards here. Might be a while sorting some of this stuff. There's some data cards here, which this is something they started doing with World at War 85. They started having big data cards. We can actually use you can use those data cards for miniatures if you wanted to do that. And so they have these data cards now for Lock and Load Tactical. I don't know if this is the first one they did this with, but again, I remember seeing the data cards in World at War 85. We got some more. These are, again, more data cards. They're a little bit smaller. Actually, these are like regular size cards. And I think you can mark on there if you want to mark the scale. If you're playing miniatures or keeping track of it that way. Some more data cards here. Here's a skill reference card here. because, in tactical, there's all kinds of different skills that you can add to your gameplay here. One of the things that's really interesting about this game is they're adding somewhat of a RPG type mode. It's kind of a campaign mode, but it's got some RPG elements where your leader can develop over time. I think that's extremely interesting to me because I play a lot of games solo, and anything that you can play over time is with some RPG elements to me is music to my ears. So I think these are all the solo assist cards. And so you have a solo assist that comes right in the game now. There's some more data cards there. You can blame David for packing it this way. Again, your mileage may vary. Your box will not come like this. This is what he unpacked the other day. The solo assist. Let's see, I got the solo assist for the other Lock and Load Tactical series, and this is kind of a universal solo assist or solo type system, which can play over all the different systems, modern and World War II and what have you. This solo assist is geared towards the Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. So this is really focusing on Eastern Front, World War II, and this game in particular. So you're not going to have any helicopters or anything like that going on here. And so that's something they're doing different with Heroes of the Bitter Harvest, is gearing the solo assist to the unique game itself. So that's something a little bit different as well there. Yeah, more cards here. There's more data cards and more solo assist. So look at that. I mean, that is a stack of cards if I ever saw one. And they're like the tarot cards are a little bit larger, which is consistent with their other solo assist systems. And they also have a solo assist for Nations at War and World War E5. And I wonder how the new solo assist is going to come out for Blood and Fury, which is for World War 85 as well, which I have pre-ordered on GameFound. And if you guys are interested in that series, I would take a look at that. I wonder if there's any late pledges to that. That is an excellent system. But these are the different cards, and this is the system to kind of play the AI or play your opponent and make their decisions. So there's your solo assist cards. Here's your data cards for all the different counters and units in there. And then you have some skill reference cards there. Then you have the companion book. This is, and the interesting thing about this is that it has there's a lot of stuff in here. First of all, it's spiral bound. So I like spiral bound. It's easier to lay open and turn to a page that you want to deal with there. But this has all the solo stuff in it. It has all your scenarios in it, which is what you would expect, but it also has your solo assist rules in here. So you don't have like a separate rule book for that. And I believe it has the battle assistant, which is I think that's the thing that, or the system that allows you to make your own scenarios. And I believe it has that campaign or RPG type system is built in here as well. So quite a bit in this book. I mean, you're looking at, how many pages do we have here? Here's a skill reference chart. God, there's a lot of all kinds of charts here in the back, and your point cost, and here's your role-playing campaign. Look at that. And your solo assist, some of your charts in here as well. I mean, there's quite a bit here. So I don't even know how many pages. It's over 100 pages. They ran out of page numbers on this. You don't see them here. But quite a bit in this book here. So it's got everything but the rules, right? So all your scenarios, your solo assist, your role-playing campaign, and all the different scenarios, and then also the system for making up new scenarios. So there's a lot of gameplay right there in that book. Then you get the rules here, which are spiral bound. And I think he said that, yeah, this one came off. He wasn't sure how to put that back in there. Again, yours will not come like this unless you get it from Mr. Heath himself. Did he at least autograph it for me? You would think that I would get a autograph. Or Devin, the original Grognard. Do you think he would autograph that for me? Nope, didn't get it. But this is the rules. Again, spiral bound. This is 5.1. That one I showed you, this one right here, is 5.0 and is hardbound. This was spiral. I like the spiral better because it can lay out flat and you can just flip to a rule that you want there. And this is 100, well, with notes, 191 pages, people. And they say this isn't as complex as ASL. Actually, I don't believe it is. This is more of a simple core system. There's just a lot of Chrome that's put on here. Plus, there's a lot of aids to you. I mean, there's several pages of the index. There's several pages of a glossary here. There's all the charts and reference tables in here. So again, there's a lot of stuff in this book that is not just talking about what the rules are and all the different exceptions to it, but it's laid out in typical lock and load tactical fashion. You've got dual column, a lot of color, full color, a lot of imagery. There's a lot of explanations there, and they're talking about a lot of the different units because, I mean, there is a lot of different units in this system in a lot of different periods as well. And so this is covering all those different aspects and exceptions that you might have in a game like this. As I said, at its core, it's not that complicated. Look at that. I got a little surprise here. I got some more data cards. So look at that, a T-34 M42. And of course, that's the counter. And then on the back, it shows its ordnance. Oh, missed one there too. I might find some other goodies as I go through here. So this is the rules, and it lays out all the explanations that you would need for that. And I'll get that put back on there at some point. But they come spiral bound, which is very nice. Then you're going to get all the different boards here. Several different boards here. And then we got some player aids here. So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boards, and then you've got the smaller versions of those boards as well. You know, and I for one, I like the smaller versions of the board. I mean, the big versions are nice, plus you put those under plexi, and you've got a little bit more room to put the counters and the hex, and they're the hashed hexes, so you know the hex grid doesn't take up all the imagery or block all the art that's on the board. You know, but you can still see the outline of the hex there. I like the big boards for you know, for the counters and when you're playing a scenario. So the X maps, I guess, are what these are called, are nice. But I do like the small ones, especially for a smaller scenario, because I don't like it to take up a lot of space. And plus, I can put my charts or whatever around there. And there's just something about having a small board to move your pieces around. It feels like the game is not as complex or that daunting, and you can play and there's not as much setup. Maybe that's just, you know, semantics or mind over matter, but I do like the fact that they give you both sizes of boards there. Then we got a lot of player aids there. God, there's so many player aids here. There's a lot in this box, people. There is a lot in this box. Let's look at some of these here. Here's your off-board artillery summary. And there's your melee tables. You've got your outline of play, rally, operations, movement, and spotting. You know, spotting is a big deal in this game. And I've been messing around a little bit with Point Blank, and I need to do an episode on some gameplay of Point Blank. But I like how they translated spotting from Lock and Load Tactical to that game. And there's a lot of features that are in Lock and Load Tactical that got transported over to Point Blank. But, you know, we're not talking about Point Blank right now. We're talking about Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. I feel like I got something stuck in here. We'll see. So there's outline of play 2, reference tables 2, reference tables 1, talking about crew and support weapons, speed modifiers, passengers. So this is all, it looks like it's all dealing with vehicles there. Weapons, ammo, and targets. Weapon, ammos, and targets 2. Combat tables 3. Combat tables 4. Here's a lot of your modifiers. That's one of the things about this game is there are quite a few modifiers, and so having a nice chart like this off to the side to help you quickly locate your modifiers is good. I actually have one of those flip charts. I can't remember which one of the games I put it in. I might have put it in Nom or Red Star. I can't remember, but I bought one of those nice little flip charts that it makes it easier to flip and go to these charts. I just, again, the game is not, looks somewhat complicated. It's as complicated as any tactical game is. All tactical games have a certain level of complexity because they're trying to simulate a complex situation in that regard. You're getting very much down into the detail at that point. But this one, I think, does a good job of trying to keep it still accessible. You know, there's just a few die rolls, and you use the modifiers, and you're going to get your combat results. Here's combat tables 1 here. Here are some turn sequence charts where you're going to use out here to have your casualty boxes and have your sequence of play or keep track of your turns and the different phases. And then some step reductions here. And of course, that's going to be one-sided because that will sit on the table with you. Again, one reason why I like to have the smaller maps, so I give more room for charts. Here's train effects charts. Nicely done there. Train effects charts O2A. We're getting into a lot of stuff here. This is really talking about some of the counters that might show up on the board. Skill reference cards, and then of course we have these cards over here as well, but then you have a card data sheet here. And here's another one. So you got a couple of those for your skills. Then we get the solo assist. This is O1A, so offensive opportunity fire, defensive opportunity fire. So these are all the different solo assist charts that allow you to play the game. And if you've ever played any of the lock and load tactical solo assists, they're all flow charts, decision trees. If you've done any computer programming or decision making, you're used to seeing these boxes where you make a decision, yes, no, and then you go to another box and have a result. If you've played any of the earlier coin systems or Labyrinth, all those were the decision trees that allowed you to play solo, and Lock and Load Tactical has taken those charts, but then also added cards to it as well. And the interaction of those two allows you, it gives you a lot of decisions for the AI and allows you to play the game there. Quite a few solo charts here. Let's see, we're getting up to 08. So we got 8 solo charts with sides A and B on most of them. And then you got some role-playing tables here. So actually maybe just up to 8A. So maybe 15 solo charts. And then you got your role-playing campaign tables here. Again, there's somewhat of a role-playing element to this, which to me is quite natural. Then you've got some more, this is for building scenarios. Here's your German point cost tables, 2 sides there, and your Soviet point cost tables. So, so this is kind of an elaboration of Heroes of the Motherland, I believe, was the original World War II Eastern Front game that I did not get. I got Heroes of the Red Star, which is the modern one, which kind of fits with the World at War 85 type theme. It's the tactical version of that platoon level game. This is dealing with the southern part of World War II East Front, so around Stalingrad and Kursk and those areas. Then we get into the counter sheets here. So we've got some, and I saw David putting some of these back in the sprue here. So it'd be interesting to see which ones he put in here. So here, these are just some markers here. And I think these kind of go with the role-playing game, possibly, but you've got some other administrative type markers here. Then let's see what we got here. Ooh, we got some dice. Look at that, red and black dice there. And I'm going to put this over here so we can look at these counters. And I like Lock and Load Tacticals counters. They're thick and they're pre-rounded. They punch out, look at that, they punch out really easy. And I like that. You don't have to clip these. I'm not a clipper for the most part. I've only clipped a few games, and those are mostly decision games that have horrible nibs. But these are nice. And then you've got, they're double-sided, and as you can see on these, you get the ordnances. And one thing they've changed here, they've added a different color to this, so it's easier to pop out and see some of the distinctions for the different ordnances or for ranged combat there. I'm going to put this over here. There's the back of the box if you didn't see that. So I can have some place to put these. And here's some German vehicles. So the Germans are in gray and the Russians are in, or the Soviets are in brown with some red there as well. And got quite a few German units there. Get a little close to them. And then you have, they're double-sided. And again, they've added some more color to these. And here's some more units and some markers here. See, there's, and that right there is like the turret. So you can put a turret on there so you know which direction the turret is, or move it around. Look at that. See, I mean, just barely touch that, and I'm already poking this stuff out. I like that. I like that they come out so easy and you don't have any nibs. I really do like that about their counters. Then these are more markers here: fire, smoke, wrecks, foxholes, all kinds of fired markers to keep track of stuff or moved. So you keep track of units, whether they fired or moved. And then, of course, we started looking at those. Look at that. I just put that down, and we've already popped it out. So this is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick this up without having all the counters fall out. That's how loose they are in there. And I kind of like that aspect because it's easier to get to. So there you have it. More. Oh, I got a bag here. What am I talking about? I got more. There is more. And if you act now, there is more. So here's your solo assist cards. Let's put those over here. Data cards. Put those over here. Your skill cards. Put those over here. And then we got more. There is more stuff in this box. So this is Enemy at the Gates. There was a book by that title and actually a movie by that title, which was really focusing on a Russian sniper that quite a bit of propaganda about. Some of it's true, but then again, some of it is exaggerated. So here's Enemy at the Gates. This is module rules and scenarios. So this is a supplement for Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. And that's a nice thick book there. And this is going to have, let's see here. Yeah. Devin Heinley is the guy on the front of the Bitter Harvest. The original Grognard. He does a lot, worked a lot on this. This was kind of like a labor of love for him. But also, I mean, this was a team effort. I mean, there's a lot of people that worked on that, but David Heath himself actually, I think, worked on changing up the solitaire rules and tightening those up somewhat. So, I mean, you got to love it when a plan comes together. You got to like it when a team gets together and they improve the games. They're just not sitting there saying, hey, this is it, and come buy our product. They're trying to make it better and improving and innovating. You got to like that aspect. So this is mainly the scenarios. You're going to have your order of battle. You're going to have the playable area, scenario length, victory conditions, and then a setup of the maps. So these are just more scenarios for, oh, there's Pavlov's house. That's a interesting area. Armor at Pavlov's house. So might be the final days of that. So this is more scenarios for the game, and of course with it come more counters. So you got one more counter sheet there, so that's awesome. Oh geez, look at that. Two fell out by me just flipping this over, so that's awesome. So then you have I feel like it's a puzzle piece for me. Let's do that gingerly. Okay, then you got some more maps here. And look, these are really nice maps here. So you've got some buildings and installations. There are some factories. And these are like the X maps here. And then, of course, you have the small maps as well. So you can do both. And these are kind of similar to the old, maybe a little bit smaller than the old ASL type maps or squad leader maps. And these are, of course, bigger. So you get 4 new maps, both large and small, that come along with this. So there you have it. This is Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. A lot in this box. I mean, just the fact of all the different scenarios, but the fact that they've added a specific solo assist, the fact that they've added a kind of an RPG campaign system to this, the fact that they added the battle generator system in here as well. All that comes in the main box. You've got data cards if you want to go that direction or have those off to the side to some of us are getting older, and so it's easier to read some of these things in the counters. Your skill reference cards, but you also have charts there. If you, I'm not sure if this was a add-on to when they kickstarted this, but you've got the whole enemy at the gates scenario there, and you've got if you want to kill some trees, well, they killed some trees. They've got quite a few player aids there. Here's all the new maps, and then there's all these player aids that come with it. Most of these go to the solo system, but there's quite a few player aids in there. The maps, the rule set, which is now spiral bound, and the companion book, which I get is more than just the scenarios. It has solo and role playing and battle generator in there. So that's a lot of stuff, friends. That is quite a lot of stuff to go along with my other stuff. The question now is, do I finish up on my Point Blank and get something out on that, or do I just say the heck with that, get into this? This is exciting. I'll do both. Okay, you twisted my arm. Anyway, but that's what you get in a box of Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. Love to know what you guys are thinking about this. If you're excited about this coming out, if you've ordered it, this is what you're going to get. Minus some of the organization in here. That's not that yours will come differently. Yours will come wrapped. But if you haven't ordered this, are you interested in this now? I mean, if you like the Lock and Load tactical system, and if you especially like the World War II version of the Lock and Load tactical system, then there's a lot of good stuff here, and they're going in a very interesting direction. That's what you get. That's what I have for you tonight. Hope you found this interesting. Love to see your comments on this, about the Lock and Load tactical system in general, how it's developed, but more specifically this product and what they're doing with this, with these new additions in the solo assist specific system and the RPG and the like, and all that stuff that comes in here. Love to know your thoughts on that and see what you guys think about that. Anyway, that's what I have for tonight. Thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me. And more importantly, thank you, Original Grognard, and thank you, Mr. Heath, for sending this to me. This is quite a big surprise, and one that I'm going to have a lot of fun digging into and trying to put out some content on. So I'll let you all know what my thoughts are on this as I explore it. Anyway, that's what I have for you tonight. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you all. Thank you, Lock and Load Publishing, and you guys have a great rest of your evening, day, night, whatever time it is. Thanks all. Thanks for watching.